75% of the public vote is going to Jamal Raja.
Yeah, from Team Fulan Kazan.
I'm sure you're saying that wrong.
Fulan Kazan?
I read Team Fulan Kazan. I thought they must be Japanese. No, Bradford.
Yeah, Bradford. Bringing you such great things as Dynamo. So let's see if our man Jamal Raja has the magic tonight.
Team Fulan Kazan is a really great team. They really mix it up. They have a traditional Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wrestling in a gi. So Jiu-Jitsu in a gi in their gym, which a lot of these MMA clubs now, they kind of do away with that and they just focus on no gi grappling, or they just do Jiu-Jitsu for MMA. But Team Fulan Kazan, they still stick with the gi, keep it traditional.
I have to say, though I have a fairly high wrestling pedigree, I'm only a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I may be just as good as some higher grades when it comes to no-gi, but when you start doing Jiu-Jitsu, you start grappling in the gi, I think it only makes your game better. It makes you stronger in guard, it makes your passes stronger, and your submissions way, way more deep.
I was impressed by Jamal. He was walking around in his fight shorts hours before this show even started. He's very, very motivated.
Yeah, I was seeing him warming up there on the pavilion, hitting pads. He's been warm for about an hour. He's ready to go.
He's a big guy for 70 kilos. Jack Drake from Impact MMA, based in Leicester. Coming in with only 25% of the votes. But we've seen it, I think, we had an underdog in our first fight and the favourite in the second fight. So we'll see if the public can get it right in this third fight.
Yeah, maybe the public knows something that we don't, but Jack Drake, Impact MMA, is coming out. He's our young fighter. We saw him fight just earlier this year in Leicester on Battle Arena 38. He came out and he was only 17 at the time. He may have turned 18 now, but he's an excellent young fighter. He was mixing up really well with his striking and his grappling. So look for a really well-established next evolutionary fighter here. And Jack Drake.
We saw Callum in his corner, he's one of the coaches at Impact MMA, and he's also another fighter here that we've seen on Battle Arena a few times. And he's a very young guy, but he's got 11 years training under him, and he's already coaching people. And Jack Drake, we know, is very experienced, very tough, and last time he looked amazing. So this is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, excellent dexterity with his legs, throwing high kicks. This is the new breed of MMA fighter, ladies and gentlemen. Young men that have grown up with the UFC, and they're mixing it up from the start of their careers.
Team Fulan Kazan from Bradford. Nice mix of gym. They do jiu-jitsu, they do striking, they do everything.
Jack Drake made his debut in March. He's 1-0. Right now, he's ready to come out there and throw some serious heavy leather. And he's a little bit thicker.
Oh, great leg kick and a great left hook.
There we go.
Huge kicks being thrown.
High kick and great head movement there from Jack Drake. Throws the teep and then moves the head off to the left-hand side, avoiding the jab.
Jack working the body there, but Jamal forcing him up against the cage. Good. Jack's striking looked really sharp there. A few huge kicks, but Jamal is a little bit squatter, and he's looking the slightly stronger fighter in this clinch position.
I have to say Jack Drake's doing excellent right there with that left underhook. He's fighting in for the underhook on the other side and is able to escape.
Excellent separation and a spinning hook kick there.
And he throws the high kick and then follows it up with that spinning hook kick.
Great left hook from Jamal. Huge, landed right on the button.
Look to see if Jack Drake gets a little bit more tentative now that he throws it. He just throws a really hard leg kick. We heard that snap. And now Jack Drake is pushing Jamal against the fence. Jamal is able to turn the big wheel there.
Oh, very closely matched in this tie-up position. Jamal looks a bit stronger, but Jack looks a little bit more technical. He knows when he needs to be fighting for the underhook. He's got that wide base so that he can't have his legs brought together for the takedown. Jamal gets him anyway. Really great takedown work there from Jamal.
Pulls the legs away and is able to get him into guard position there on top.
But I think we've seen Jack on the floor before, and he's a very active fighter off his back, very dangerous guard.
Yeah, you see him twisting the hips, and Jamal is following the hips. Jack might be looking to get his back against the fence and possibly stand up. Or no, he's looking to stuff that right arm of Jamal's back and possibly look for the triangle. We've got to watch out there because they've, of course,
no ground and pound.
Nobody got the memo there.
When you train it, it can be a habit, and then you're in the fight. You just revert back to your training.
Jack Drake pretty much gets what he wants there. He wants to stand back up, and here he is.
Here comes some big kicks again by Jack. Oh, Jamal's that left hook again. He's finding space for that left hook.
And he's following it up with the right hand really, really well. He gets on the end of that one.
Landed 2 big left hooks in those goals. Oh, and a big straight right on the chin. Jack Drake needs to keep his hands a little bit higher. He's got that kind of a taekwondo-esque, hands down, big kicks, but keeps getting caught with those
nice
head shots.
Jack Drake is not backing up, though. He's just throwing more. Oh, excellent. Goes to the body with that spinning kick there.
Oh, spinning hook
Jamal's
kick. Very well executed and great coverage by Jack. That left hook.
Jamal's got some spinning stuff in himself. And that, big knee going into the body of Jamal. I see him step back and maybe wince a little bit there. Going again to the legs.
Jamal he needs to stop throwing these fancy kicks and just focus on boxing, because every time he's boxing, every time he throws a few punches, they land.
And as you say, he throws that big right hand again. Overhand right coming in there. And big right hand again.
Huge shot. God, they say a lot about Jack Drake's chin. He's a tough guy.
Team Fu and Kazan, you've got the overhand right. Let's see if you've got some more magic in there.
I think Jamal's getting his comfort zone now. He's looking, he's bouncing around on his feet, he's throwing in punches and bunches.
Oh, he gets hit hard and he falls back into the cage. And now Jack Drake. Oh, we saw him just come down there. That was a big right hand then that landed on the way in there for Jack Drake.
It's very interesting though, like who can take a punch, because Jack Drake took huge shots. He had big left hands, big straight rights, and stood there like it was nothing. And then Jamal got hit with a short straight right.
Jamal Raja was on Queer Street a bit there. He was walking to his corner, and I saw that there was very little strength in his legs. Now his corner's doing the right thing. They've got his arms up. They should look to maybe make him jump a little bit, because his legs are going to be really, really wobbly as we start this second round. But you just see that all over. Jack Drake was getting bashed. He was eating those overhand rights, and he kept coming forward, whether it was leg kicks, high kicks, and they ends up with that really strong straight right that wobbles our man Jamal Raja, and he falls back into the cage.
I think the key for Jamal this round is to get in that dirty boxing, that close range, because he doesn't want to be in that kicking range of Jack Drake, who's got a slightly longer reach. And I think the key for Jack is to stay long, throw those kicks, and then maybe test that chin again.
I got to steal one of your lines, Chris. I would hate to be a judge for that first round.
That was close.
That was close. Let's see who comes out on top. And no change of pace as we start the second round. Big punches coming forward, and body kick there from Jack Drake. Spinning kick lands, high kick lands, is just glancing and comes off the guard.
Jamal's looking for that left hook all the time. If he lands a left hook straight right, I think this fight could be over. That left hook lands again. Oh, another straight right. Oh,
and he's got Jack Drake's head bouncing back. Jack just keeps going back to his technique. Really, really good sign of some excellent chaining there at Impact MMA.
I'm surprised Jamal shot. I think he was having the better of the boxing exchanges there.
Yeah, but he did take some serious damage there at the end of the first.
He did. Back in this clinch position.
Jack Drake looking for the underhook there. He's got his hips working there on the ground.
Jamal looking to pass. He's got a great job of throwing those legs to the side and getting side control. Little bullfighter pass.
Toro. Let's see if he can pass maybe into mount, but it's not really worth it right now, of course, because we don't have headshots on the ground.
Yeah, it's a case of where Jamal's comfortable looking for submissions from him. Jack Drake did an excellent job there of getting onto his left side, feeding his left leg through and recovering half guard, which is halfway to being escaped. Oh, and then now he's looking for full guard. Jamal stands up, trying to look for that pass again.
Jack Drake always active, looking for a sweep there.
Great job of standing up in that small amount of space. That left hook again. Every time they box, that left hook is landing.
These boys are really throwing it down. Left hook, right hand from Jamal Raja. Jack Drake doesn't miss a trick. He storms forward and presses Raja's back into the cage. Raja reverses the position, and now we're looking at possibly another takedown from Jamal Raja. He's locking his hands. He's going to pull the hips in, and can he twist them and get the double leg and maybe a big slam into the mat?
It's a very close fight. We're seeing Jack Drake has definitely got the better kicks. Jamal seems to have slightly better takedowns, slightly better wrestling, and slightly better boxing. But fractional, kind of 1 or 2%.
Incremental, right? We were noticing how thick Jamal Raja is when we came in. He's got very strong legs, and Jack Drake, very young lad, came out here as making a really good statement with his striking capabilities. he's just only going to get better as time goes on. Keeps up at it. I'd love to see Jack Drake be a little bit more active on the bottom there and guard, because it looks like he has the hip position and maybe even the confidence to do some.
This is where B class can be very weird, because they don't use the ground and pound, so all that work to get a dominant position on the floor, and you can't capitalise on it. Jamal looking just to take that down again. I think he's trying to make sure he wins this second round.
Yeah, very, very strategic approach there from Jamal Raja. And it just seems that Jack Drake doesn't really have the answer for the clinch game and for the shots with Jamal Raja.
What an exciting round here at Battle Arena. Very, very close contest. And Jamal is definitely, he's got the takedown, but they're not capitalizing on his getting there, just kind of laying on top of him, and then Jack Drake's getting the stand-up off of it, and then they go back to striking for a little bit. And both fighters are looking absolutely exhausted though, and it's been a frantic pace those first 2 rounds, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, this fight is seesawing back and forth. I think we're all tied up. I think we you could give that first round convincingly to Jack Drake just off of the little knockdown there at the end. Jamal Raja was all over him in that second round, really was turning the tides. I was surprised at how, I was just surprised at the audacity of Jamal Raja just coming forward, throwing punches, looking for that clinch and that takedown position constantly, knowing that Jack Drake has dynamite in those hands. Here we come to start the third and final round.
I really want to know what Jack Drake's corner has told him, because little adjustment, if he can avoid those takedowns. He really seems to want to keep it on the feet now, see if he can land another little short power shot like he did at the end of the first.
Jack Drake can barely control himself. He's taking the second in the middle of the ring and throws a leg kick to start us off. Inside leg kick there.
I think Jamal's either got to look for that left hook straight right or a takedown again.
Really good counter there from Jack Drake. He lands the right hand. Jamal.
Oh, big left from Jack Drake there.
Jack Drake's throwing feints here, but he's really got to put something on the end of them. You can't just feint and leave it out there, because that was where Jamal was able to land that left hook combination again. Jamal's coming low. I'd like to see him switch off to a single. He's got the ankle. And then you see Jack Drake reverting to strikes there, which isn't what you want to do.
Great recovery. Pop straight back up to his feet.
Jack Drake doing well. He's getting heavy on the head and looking for underhooks, but Jamal is being merciless with those takedowns. Good chest pressure takedown there from the single leg.
Jamal doing a good job of trying to pass, but great guard recovery by Jack Drake. Every time he's getting back to that cage, using it to help him stand up. And Jamal doesn't seem to have, he's got really nice takedowns. He keeps getting into this position, but once he gets there, it's the same old story that Jack Drake can just pop back onto his feet.
But those are scoring. Those are scoring those takedowns, and it's showing excellent cage control and dominance of the fight and aggression, which is why he's being scored for right now.
Both Jack Drake's putting some power in those punches.
Yeah, we're here at in the middle. Oh, he catches it and throws big right hands to Jack Drake.
What balance by Jack Drake. On one leg being hit, still stays up, and now
Jamal very deep on that double leg. It was always going down there.
I'd like to see Jack Drake go for some submissions. I think Jamal has not looked overly technical when it's hit the floor, and Jack Drake can look for something. He might be able to catch him, especially in this last round where, you know, in all fairness, Jamal seems to be winning it.
Yeah, and as you say that, Jack Drake looks to be trying to set up a Kimura there, which might be his best bet, as they are getting very slippery here at the end.
Oh, but he's given up mount looking for that Kimura. It's a risky position. He had to control the guard first. Position before submission, classic jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, position before submission, just a real rookie mistake there, unfortunately. But as Jack Drake is a young lad, he does make little errors like that. And there we've got Jamal setting up an Americana. He's setting it low. He's got a straight arm lock there. Oh. Yeah, look for Jack to shrimp his hips out. He does. He throws a kick and he's able to stand up. And then Jamal's right in his face with a big left hook, right hand combination again.
That left hook straight right for Jamal has been working so well, and just a half a millimeter off, finishing the fight a couple of times. And he's straight in that lovely takedown position. He gets it again. It's been the story of this fight, is that takedown.
Yeah, since that second round, Jamal's been turning more to those double legs. And he's been just able to keep Jack Drake off of him with those. Maybe keep Jack a little bit more tentative in the striking.
Jack was looking for the guillotine there. Now he's looking for that Kimura again. It's a shame we can't have another round of this. This has been an exciting fight.
Exactly. Jack has not stopped. He has not stopped. It's just a really excellent cardio, really great show of endurance. And our man there, Jamal Raja, just excellent MMA skills, whether it was that left hook right hand combination, the kicks that he threw, the clinch game, and the double legs, and even switching off to the single there when Jack Drake was separating his legs to try to avoid the takedown.
That's full in Kazan will go with the win, well, we're assuming. BradfordMMA.com. And great performance. I'm very impressed. I looked at the gym and they have a lot of striking and a lot of wrestling, and I think the style of the gym showed in that fight, because when it got to the floor, maybe a lack of jiu-jitsu in his training showed.
So ladies and gentlemen, after number 3 great rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. And we have the winner by unanimous decision for the fighter in the red corner, Jamal Raja.
Yeah, just as we thought there, Jamal Raja wins it off of double legs and left hook, right hand combinations.
Jamal, coming out of the chat, buddy. That was a tough fight.
Okay, I got probably about 2 rounds in. I think I should have worked on my cardio and endurance.
So yeah, plan for the next fight a little bit more cardio, a little bit more endurance. But you did some great wrestling. Is that something you work on a lot in training?
Team fight, that's what we are. The grapplers, that's what we do. First thing is to strike, we show them, they come up, we strike them.
Well, it was a very good performance. And ladies and gentlemen, make some noise again for your winner, Jamal. Congratulations.